Hello, here we are with the 8th lesson today. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and you are interested in watching these videos. Okay, if I tell you that God is going to grant you 3 wishes, what would you ask for? What would you wish for? Just close your eyes and think 3 wishes. We have so many things to wish for, isn't it? To get through the exams well, to get through the exams with flying colors, to be rich, to be popular, to have good positions. Maybe we would love to wish for long life, wealth. So many things are there like that. So just think, right? Because today we are going to talk about a person whom God asked. God wanted to grant a wish. So God asked from this person what he wanted. And guess what he asked for? Guess what this man asked for? Can you all guess? He asked for wisdom from God, nothing else. He didn't ask for wealth, he didn't ask for long life. He only asked for the wisdom, God's wisdom. This is so admirable, isn't it? God gave him the wisdom to rule and to guide and to build his temple. Now when I say temple, to build the temple, do you remember who wanted to do this? Last week we talked about it, right? It was King David. But God told him not to, right? And David patiently waited. Even though he wanted to do, when God said no, he waited. Now, it was the time for his son, Solomon, to do that. Because God has plans for each and every one of us. And he knows what is the best time for these things to happen in our lives. Right? So, God gave wisdom to Solomon. Alright? So, now we are going to talk about Solomon today. Yes, we are going to talk about King Solomon. Right? So, God was very pleased with Solomon because he reached out to God for wisdom, not wealth, not positions, not long life, not anything else. It was the wisdom that he wanted. So, let's watch this video clip and we'll see what happens. Okay? Right. Enjoy the video.
Solomon ranks among the most iconic kings in history. As one of the most prosperous rulers ever, he was also among the wealthiest men the world has ever seen. In the Bible, he is not only noted for succeeding his father, King David, on the throne of Israel, but also for his unparalleled wisdom and extraordinary achievements, the foremost being the construction of the first temple in Jerusalem. And himself appears in the biblical story in a context of great tension within the royal family amid a struggle for the throne of Israel, as King David was old and weakened. Before this, Absalom, Solomon's half-brother, had already attempted to usurp his father's throne, but was unsuccessful. However, later, the eldest of David's surviving sons, named Adonijah, attempted the same movement by proclaiming himself king over Israel. Adonijah gained the support of Joab, David's former general, and the priest Abiathar, and tried by all means to occupy his father's throne, even organizing a coronation festivity. When Bathsheba, the prophet Nathan, the priest Zadok, and other allies learned of Adonijah's plan, They worked to remind David of his yet unfulfilled promise regarding Solomon, that he would be his successor. Thus, David ordered Solomon's ascent to the throne, and he was crowned king in Israel, anointed by Zadok. Likely, King Solomon was no more than 18 years old when crowned. Solomon's reign was lengthy, spanning 4 decades of governance. Scholars debate whether his reign occurred roughly between 971 and 931, or between 960 and 920 BC, with the former possibility being the most likely. Right after David's death, King Solomon followed his father's instructions and acted accordingly to consolidate his position as king and dismantle his opposition. King Solomon inherited from David an extensive territory, approximately 128,000 square kilometers. King Solomon was known for his wisdom. In 1 Kings chapter 3 and 2 Chronicles chapter 1, we read the account of the dream in which the Lord appeared to Solomon and asked him what he most desired to receive. Solomon could have asked for riches, longevity, or honor, yet the young king asked for wisdom, specifically an understanding heart, to govern his people.
Okay. I hope you watched it carefully and I hope you enjoyed it, right? So because of his wisdom, many people came to visit him and seek his advices, guidance, because he was blessed with godly wisdom, right? And this King Solomon wrote several books and wise sayings, which we all know as Proverbs. I hope you all know about the books in the Bible. So we can see all these, his letters, his writings in the book of Proverbs in the Old Testament, and the other book is book of Ecclesiastes. So Putha, I really would like to request all of you to read the book of Proverbs. It is really a very interesting and a very good book to read. To start reading the Bible, if you still have not done that, this is a good step to do, right? Start with book of Proverbs. This is a very interesting book for a young person like you, right? It was God who blessed Solomon with his wisdom, and he made use of this wisdom to make the king of Israel and to become Israel to become more powerful than ever before, right? So God used his wisdom through this king so that he could make the Israel more powerful than before. So my dear children, we may not be kings, we may not be queens, but as believers, the work we are called to do is just as important, right? All of us are called for something. There is a purpose of life. God has a purpose in our lives. So God has given us this life. God has blessed us with this life to do things for his kingdom, right? We need wisdom to live a life that pleases God, right? And we can lead others to God as well when we have this wisdom. The Bible promises that if we seek the kingdom of God as Solomon did, he will give us everything to us. If we seek the kingdom, he is definitely going to give it to us. In James chapter 1 verse 5, it says, if you all have the Bible, children, I would like if you all can open it, right? If you have the Bible with you, open it. If you don't have the Bible with you right now, remember this verse as soon as we finish the lesson, open the Bible and read this passage. James chapter 1 verse 5. It says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. So Puta, my dear children, if you think that you lack of wisdom, godly wisdom, ask from God. He will definitely bless you with it. He's waiting till you ask. Right? Okay, now I'm going to give you a small handwork today. I hope you all will do this. Right? So, at the end of the lesson, in the screen you will see few proverbs. Okay? Few proverbs of wisdom, which is from the Bible. Read it carefully. Read all the proverbs that is mentioned there. Okay? And select one or maybe two that you like most and write it in a bristle board or maybe an A4 sheet board or sheet, or doesn't matter. It's better if you can use a bristle board or an A4 board. Right? So, the verse that you like most, write it in big letters. Okay? And place it in a place where you can see it all the time. Maybe in your room or maybe in your study area. Can be anywhere. Place it in a place where you can see it all the time. And do what? You need to memorize it. Not to just hang it there and wait. You need to hang it there and then you need to memorize it. Okay? So I wish all of you a blessed week ahead. God bless you.